And we're back here on CBS Sports HQ where we have some breaking news. One of the top running back prospects in the nation, Deshonne Redeaux, is ready to announce where he is taking his talents. Here it is.
What up, Deshawn? It's your Uncle Snoop. You made your decision yet?
I'm close. It's tough choosing the right path.
I've been watching you since the Snoop Youth Football League days. Top running back in the whole state? Whew, that's wild, nephew. You did that.
Yeah, it's been a real long journey.
Hey, you gotta love that energy, though.
Nah, man, don't worry about that. You know, everybody just excited.
Nah, but listen, nephew. No matter what you decide, you already a legend.
I appreciate that.
I've been around this game a long time, and I know talent when I see it. And what you have, it ain't regular. That's legendary. Now here's what you gotta ask yourself. When you making history, where you wanna be? You from the city that made you. Now it's time to put on for the home team, if you know what I mean.
How awesome is that? USC gets a good one as Deshonne Redeaux, the #1 running back in the state of California. He's staying home. Fight on. Deshawn joins us live here on CBS Sports HQ. Deshawn, congratulations. I mean, I don't think it gets better than that. Snoop Dogg with you to announce your commitment to USC. How are you feeling right now that it's out there and it's official?
I'm feeling excited. You know, I feel real good being a part of the family. And this is a school that I really liked for a long time. And I'm just glad it's out there to the world.
Tell USC fans, tell the Trojans fans out there what they're getting in you for many years to come.
Well, you guys are getting the all-around back, a back that's going to come in every play, grind hard, and be that all-around back that you guys would need.
So I need you to walk me through this process, because the first question I think everyone has is, how did Snoop Dogg and you kind of come together to make this video and this announcement? Walk me through how cool that process was.
I'd say just putting on for the city, you know, bringing the biggest people in my biggest moment.
You joined a tough conference out there at USC. What do you want some of the college opponents to know about you?
Just be ready.
Awesome. Deshawn, congratulations. We couldn't be happier for you here at CBS Sports HQ. We're lucky to watch you at the next level and beyond. Congratulations as the top running back prospect in the state of California, the 5th amongst all running backs in the nation. Staying home. He is headed to USC to play with Lincoln Riley. As you take a look at Deshawn's prospect profile according to 24/7 Sports. Quick break for us, but when we return, we break down what this now #1 recruiting class in the nation looks like. Next with 24/7 Sports analyst Brandon Hoffman. Stay with us.
What do you think we're going to uncover out there?
With some luck, maybe a green jacket as sharp as the one you get when you win the Masters.
It's a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Problem solved.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
Mobland, new series now streaming on Paramount Plus.
The only thing harder than the next challenge at hand is getting through Amen Corner at Augusta National. Go!
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
She knows, and I know she knows.
Oh, greetings, neighbor.
Dave, what are you doing here?
Well, not exactly the warm welcome I'd get down at Augusta National. I'm just here to enjoy the Masters with you.
Oh, did you see that?
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
The crowd loves champions.
Gladiator 2 is an epic spectacle.
To amuse you is my only wish. The glory is yours, not mine. Very good.
Gladiator 2, rated R, now streaming on Paramount Plus.
Hey everybody, I'm Lonnie Quinn, and we are hoping that the weather at Augusta National is every bit as warm as the greeting that every patron receives at the Masters.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Critics are buzzing.
about the new season of Yellow Jackets.
This is not healthy.
Yellow Jackets' new season, now streaming on the Paramount Plus with Showtime plan.
What are you seeing here that I'm not, Elsbeth?
Oh, nothing. I'm just imagining my little piece of heaven on earth. Augusta National at the Masters.
Oh.
It's a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
I was just thinking, guys, it's about the time of year when visions of azaleas, green jackets just start dancing in my head.
Gail, is your head okay?
Yeah, most of the time.
She's talking about those warm greetings from the Masters, Tony. The Masters. Of course, of course.
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Problem solved.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
Mobland, new series now streaming on Paramount Plus.
She knows, and I know she knows.
The only thing harder than the next challenge at hand is getting through Amen Corner at Augusta National. Go!
A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Let's get you some updated HQ headlines. Big news out of hockey where Alex Ovechkin has tied Wayne Gretzky for the most goals in NHL history. Ovechkin scored twice in the Capitals' 5-3 win over the Blackhawks last night, putting him at 894 goals for his career. He will try to make history yet again Sunday afternoon against the Islanders. And in basketball news, Dwight Howard will be joining Carmelo Anthony as a first ballot selection for the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame. Howard was an 8-time NBA All-Star and a gold medalist for Team USA at the 2018 Games in Beijing. The rest of the class will be revealed this afternoon at the men's Final Four in San Antonio. In college hoops, Michigan has landed a commitment from Yaxel Lindeborg, the #1 player in the transfer portal. That's the very latest from our partners over at 24/7 Sports. Lindeborg will also reportedly test the waters in the NBA draft. He averaged better than 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists this past season at UAB. Some more portal news with former Pitt point guard Jalen Lowe transferring to Kentucky. Lowe averaged better than 16 points and 5 assists this past season as a sophomore. Our partners at 24/7 Sports say that Lowe will also keep his NBA options open. And Texas A&M is hiring Bucky McMillan as their new head coach. The 41-year-old McMillan heads to Aggieland after posting 4 straight 20-win seasons at Samford. He will replace Buzz Williams, who is now the head coach at Maryland. Welcome back to CBS Sports HQ, where we were just joined by one of the top running back prospects in the nation, Deshonne Redeaux, who is officially staying home and has announced his commitment to Lincoln Riley and the USC Trojans. He's the number 94th overall prospect, according to our own 24/7 Sports, and now joins the #1 recruiting class in the nation. Lincoln Riley is just turning and burning over there. For much more on this, let's go ahead and welcome in 24/7 Sports analyst. It's Brandon Huffman. Brandon, so great to see you. What type of player is USC getting in Deshonne Redeaux?
Well, they're getting one of the most explosive players in the Western region, the top running back in the state of California, top 5 running back nationally. This is the 6th top 100 player that USC has gotten in the 2026 class, but this was a big one because they had a national opposition for him. They had to go against Georgia. They had to go, even in their own backyard, against UCLA. They had local teams. They had national teams that they had to go to, and they're getting one of the most explosive and dynamic playmakers, regardless of position in the country, to stay home and stay and play in his backyard and getting Deshonne Redeaux.
Why does this make so much sense, though, for Redeaux to go to USC? Where does he really fit into Lincoln Riley's offense?
Well, he adds that speed dimension out of the backfield. And if you look at Lincoln Riley's offenses, they love to throw the ball. And he's one of the best pass-catching running backs that you're going to find in this class. More importantly, because of that game-breaking ability, he's got that speed. He was a 10.4, 10.5, 100-meter runner as a freshman. You don't find a lot of speed like that, and you certainly aren't finding a lot of it in your own backyard. And when you do, a lot of the national schools have been able to post that the last couple of years. So Lincoln Riley pivoting with the hiring of Chad Bowden to focusing on Southern Californians to add that speed dimension, to add that playmaking ability dimension from a program that's been very good to USC in many years, and then has also been a little bit of a bummer for USC when they've had players, Hayden Lowe a year ago, committed to them and then flipped to Miami. To keep Redeaux and to keep that offensive firepower in that backyard, coming in with an already talented class. This is their 12th top 247 player in the 2026 class, but more importantly, like I said, this is their 6th top 100 player and their 5th from the state of California. That renewed focus on Southern California is huge for USC.
He just celebrated an 18th birthday just a few weeks ago. Now another huge celebration announcing his commitment to USC. As you look across the league, look across the NFL, what does your scouting report really compare him to? What are some of the names that he looks similar to?
Yeah, my guy Greg Biggins actually made the player comment. Jahmyr Gibbs for the Detroit Lions, who played at down in the SEC, played at Alabama, a player that we saw at the All-American Bowl as a high school player, and you could just see the potential that was oozing from him. Well, Deshawn's a very similar type of player with the way that he runs, the way that he can keep that pad level low, his balance, the way he sees the field. When he hits the hole, he can get upfield without being touched because of the explosiveness, but more importantly, when he does on the occasion take on some contact, he bounces right up, can keep his feet, keeps himself low to the ground, and can get back up and start churning out those yards. If you look at the Oaks offense a year ago, when he was out for a couple of games, the offense sputtered. But when he was in, that offense was as dangerous as any in Southern California. And having that ability, having that type of playmaker ability, much like Gibbs has had in college and the NFL, that's going to be just another weapon for a Lincoln Riley offense that hit a little bit of a dark spot in 2024 with some uneven play. But this is the kind of weapon that gets Lincoln Riley and that USC offense back to what they experienced those first couple of years when Caleb Williams was in charge.
Lastly here, Brandon, it's early still in the process, but just how impressed are you with this recruiting class for USC so far?
Well, it's very impressive, and here's why. A year ago, they had a lot of early commitments that were pretty talented, but they were from the Southeast. They were from the state of Texas. Those weren't places that USC should have been recruiting when you have so much talent in your backyard, and because of that, they ended up losing a lot of those commitments early on. Now, getting these local kids to commit, those are the guys that are much more likely to stay with the recruiting class all the way to the end. Again, hiring Chad Bowden away from Notre Dame to be the general manager for USC is paying off handsomely because they have the top class in the country, the top class in the Big Ten. For the last 4 or 5 years, Oregon had passed them in getting those top players out of Southern California, for getting those top players on the West Coast. And now USC, with this renewed focus on the state of California, more importantly, the renewed focus on Southern California, reminds me a little bit of those Pete Carroll years when he would build a fence around the Southland. Schools couldn't come into Southern California to get those guys. And now Lincoln Riley, as he heads into year 4, is finally realizing you don't need to recruit nationally when you have one of the most fertile recruiting grounds in your backyard. And their ranking at the top of the recruiting rankings in 2026 so far is validating that.
Yeah, Lincoln Riley has been busy as of lately. Brandon Huffman joining us live here on CBS Sports HQ as Lincoln Riley and company keep the top running back prospect in the state of California home, as Deshawn is staying home in California. As you take a look at the lead, a massive lead that USC has in the latest 2026 recruiting rankings, according to 24/7 Sports. That's behind them Clemson, Ohio State, LSU, and Texas A&M.
What do you think we're going to uncover out there?
With some luck, maybe a green jacket as sharp as the one you get when you win the Masters.
It's a tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Problem solved.
Please allow me to introduce myself.
Mobland, new series now streaming.